Again, with 150 points, can move some weight as well. And Danielle Brandon looking to hang on to the top spot on the overall leaderboard, although in the past we have seen Brandon struggle with the back squat. So first of two heats is underway. Paige Rogers getting into the barbell. 225 pounds, 102 kilos for the women.
Sean, this is going to be one of those events, just like we saw for the men, where we could potentially see the event winner right here in heat number one.
There are your lane assignments here for this first of two heats. Olivia Kerstetter in lane 3, keep your eye on her. Another athlete who likes a heavy barbell. Danny Spiegel in lane 7 onto the dumbbell snatch, as is Grace Walton. 70 pounds, 32 kilos.
Gracie going singles. Not to panic, anyone watching along. We saw that play out wonderfully for some of these male athletes in the last event in the second heat.
Olivia Kerstetter in the all black in the middle of your screen. Just saw her finish 14th in the opening event, then moved all the way up to 8th after a third place finish in event 2. There's Danny Spiegel, who took second place in the last event. Spiegel never met a heavy sandbag she didn't like.
Nope, and she's the one, Sean, we got to keep her out on. What was Colton's split on that first round at 202? She's gonna be right there chasing some of those splits down, I believe.
Saw the weights for the women on the bottom right-hand part of your screen. The sandbag, 100 pounds, 45 kilos. 30 reps per round. Spiegel is 4 away from closing out round number 1. At the top of your screen, down the middle. Abby Doman on the right side, starting her first set of 10 sandbag cleans.
James brought up a really great point, covering his success. And if the women were paying attention, hopefully they could garner a lesson. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish, especially in an event just like this, where we know you're breathing, having a fine breathing in so many different positions, from the squat to the snatch to the sandbag. It pays off to pace early and go fast later.
Spiegel, Kerstetter, Emma Tall, who's in the middle in the white shirt, and then Grace Walton at the bottom of your screen, the leaders here in heat number 1. Back to the 225-pound barbell for 10 more back squats.
Spiegel remaining composed through her squat reps. Relative to a 1 rep max, this is going to be lighter for Danny than it will be to many of the women in the field. Choosing to take a break there, 6 and 4 on this second round.
Spiegel's done very well the past couple of years here at the Rogue Invitational. This is the 5th time she's competed at this competition. She was 7th in 2024. That's her career best here. She's only finished outside of the top 10 once. Grace Walton finishing just ahead of Spiegel. Kerstetter's done as well. And Danny Spiegel is onto the dumbbell. Walton on the left side of your screen in the light blue top. Kerstetter next to her in the all black.
I think singles on these snatches is a really wise move, and we're starting to see it be applied by many of the women on the field. It just helps keep your heart rate a little bit lower. You're looking to reconcile maybe 5 to 7 seconds per round by going touch and go if you're steady with your singles, and it's totally worth it if it helps you stay more composed on the back squats.
Kerstetter is the first woman done with her second set of dumbbell snatches. Back to the 100-pound sandbag for 10 more cleans. Walton is finished as well.
Olivia looks completely in control here. Pacing almost with that James Sprague type approach, where she's leaving a little bit in the tank early, giving herself the chance to race late.
Danny Spiegel is onto the sandbag as well, so it's Kerstetter, Walton, and Spiegel, your top 3. 120 total reps in this event, and then pressing the buzzer counts as an extra rep. Kerstetter down to her final 2 reps. Danny Spiegel trying to put some pressure on Gracie Walton for second place in the heat right now. Kerstetter is halfway through the event. Kerstetter into round 3, 10 reps at 225 pounds on the back squat, 102 kilos.
Great job there by Olivia. Minimal time waste. She stayed pretty close to the bar, got right to work.
So Danny Spiegel and Grace Walton are done at about the same time with their second of 4 sets on the sandbag, and they're into round 3. 16-minute time cap, 10 minutes remain.
Olivia moving through this very methodically. Not much urgency. Really using the bottom of her squat to rebound her out of the hole so she saves a little bit of energy in her musculature.
Kerstetter started CrossFit when she was 9 years old. And of course, under the tutelage of Jacob Hepner for a while.
Yeah, you grow up doing it like that. Jacob Hepner will take this as nothing but a compliment. But when you learn from a maniac like Jacob Hepner, that is, when I say maniac, a Metcon maniac, one of the toughest breathers ever that existed in our space.
Lucy Campbell is currently in 4th place in the heat. Campbell right now in 15th place overall.
Gotta love it. A variation of the split snatch here. She's choosing to go touch and go. Notice how subtle it is. She's almost muscling it up, and instead of rebending at the hip, she just steps back. Casually, steps forward to claim the rep. You learn lessons like that only through exploration. Never forget to explore your movement, folks. Don't just do the standards the way you see them on TV or the way you see other people doing them.
Olivia Kerstetter, middle of your screen, in the all black, continues to lead. She is through 5 of her 10 reps on the sandbag here in round 3. So 1 round remains for Kerstetter after this, halfway to the time cap.
This is where we start to see a lot of those rounds, the splits that athletes have established start to drop off.
Kerstetter is done and back to the barbell for the 4th and final time for 10 more back squats at 225 pounds, 102 kilos. Kerstetter coming off that 3rd place finish in event 2, looking for another top 5 finish to close out her opening day. Coming off that podium finish at the CrossFit Games.
And Olivia knows it. Yeah, I mean, these back squats even look a little bit faster in regards to a cadence versus her last round here. Yep. She's holding on. Great choice. Love to see it. Felt the slowing start to happen with the barbell. Knew she was just going to stand there to wait for the next rep. Better to rack and rest.
Well, Danny Spiegel currently in 2nd place, and Lucy Campbell, who's moved ahead of Grace Walton, into 3rd. Kerstetter putting the finishing touches on this 4th and final set of back squats as Spiegel and Campbell get to work. And now onto the dumbbell for Olivia Kerstetter for the final time.
Spiegel certainly pacing this thing out differently than I expected she might. I thought she'd be a little bit more reckless with those barbell reps in and out of the squat faster. Seems like she's a little bit more limited by her back than she would be her legs.
4 reps left for Danny Spiegel, 5 remain for Lucy Campbell. You can see her on the right side of your screen. Campbell's now moved into 2nd place behind Kerstetter. Kerstetter has now finished her set of 10 dumbbell snatches, and she moves to the 100-pound sandbag for the 4th and final time. Danny Spiegel trying to retake 2nd place in the heat from Lucy Campbell. They're in the middle of your screen towards the top.
Lucy's got to keep her pace. She doesn't want to race Danny at the sandbag.
Olivia Kerstetter has 4 reps remaining. Danny Spiegel and Lucy Campbell done at the same time on the right side of your screen. And Lucy Campbell was able to talk to our broadcast crew here before the event. She said this event is going to be, in her words, disgusting when you get to the sandbag. And she's on it for the 4th time now, racing with Danny Spiegel for 2nd place. Olivia Kerstetter is in and takes the heat, 11:38.59 seconds. Spiegel has a 2-rep lead on Campbell. Campbell's on the right, Spiegel's on the left. 1 rep remains for Spiegel. And Danny Spiegel takes 2nd place, 12:05.94. And now Lucy Campbell taking 3rd place in the heat at 12:18.
This tax collector event is certainly one that is creating a tremendous amount of demand from the lower body, but never underestimate the value of having a strong core. On every one of these movements, if you've got any kind of thing you're dealing with from a back, from an abdominal, from a lack of balance from the front and the back of your body on your abdominals and your erectors, it's going to get exposed here.
3 minutes, athletes. 3 minutes.
Grace Walton, your leader on the floor, the only woman on her final round of sandbag cleans. Now, check that, Emma Tall. Is looking to join her. Tall on the white shirt on the dumbbell snatches for her 4th and final set.
And this is that part of the event where athletes really got to dig deep. They know there's another heat waiting to take the floor. Every second's going to count, and it's going to matter. There's going to be a ton of disparity. It's not that we're just going to see the first heat come out and wipe the floor with this thing and crush all these times. It's not going to be the case at all. These athletes have to stay aware of that.
Grace Walton is in. 14.61. Haley Adams in the middle of the floor is getting set to close out round 3. Emma Tall is your leader in the white shirt, stepping up to the sandbag for the final time. She's got 90 seconds to get those last 10 reps in.
90 seconds.
Plenty of time to finish.
Come on, Aberdeen, let's make some noise for these athletes.
Got to push here. Yeah, she's doing a great job staying close to that sandbag.
Every rep counts. This is one tough finale for day 1 of competition. Athletes, we are approaching that 1-minute warning.
Let's not forget, Sean, this is event 3 of a very long day to open up this year's Rogue Invitational. Yet it is day 1, my friend. This is going to test some broad capacity fitness. Some people want to say the Rogue Invitational, well, they don't really test endurance. I would argue you there, because it certainly accumulates through the course of 3 days.
They still have 6 events remaining after this, and they were put through the ringer here on day number 1, as Emma Tall is going to make it well inside the time cap. 15:25.74 for Tall. Paige Rogers is a leader on the floor. She's onto the sandbag for the final time, bottom of your screen. Paige Semenza in the middle is also onto her final reps. She's got 20 seconds to make it inside the time cap. Not sure they're going to make it as we are in the final 10 seconds. So half the field gets capped here in the opening heat. Olivia Kerstetter, 11:39.59 seconds. Looking to continue her march up the overall standings that started with a 3rd place finish in event number 2. And that result is going to put her in position to score some big points here at the end of Friday.
Hey, and that's what we talked about just to start the weekend. We knew that she was going to be a threat. We've seen her at the Rogue Invitational before. But she's a new athlete now, finishing 3rd at the CrossFit Games. She comes in smarter. She comes in more well-rounded. And this, in the tax collector, was a great opportunity for her to flex that on the field of competitors. And now she sets the tone with the time to beat. And there's some savvy vets and previous champs chomping at the bit. Going to try to unsettle this time here, but Olivia did a great job to set the standard.
Yeah, if it's heavy, Olivia Kerstetter's going to like it. Sets the early time to beat. 11:38.59 seconds. Danny Spiegel takes 2nd place. Lucy Campbell came on late to finish in 3rd. And Grace Walton and Emma Tall, the only other 2 athletes who finish inside that 16-minute time cap. We are set for the 2nd and final heat. Last heat of the day here. On the opening day of competition at the 2025 Rogue Invitational, it's Danielle Brandon, who currently has a 5-point lead over Alex Gazan on top of the overall standings. Ariel Lowen is 10 points up on Laura Horvath, who is creeping up the leaderboard. And Danny Spiegel with another solid performance in heat number 1, looking to stay inside the top 5. Olivia Kerstetter, who came in 8th place overall, depending on what happens here in heat number 2, could find herself inside the top 5. What's at stake here?
Well, for Danielle Brandon, the woman sitting on top of the leaderboard currently, it's about controlling the damage. We've seen the back squat appear historically at the Rogue Invitational. It gives Danielle Brandon an absolute nightmare. She's got to figure out how to manage this load and manage these reps for this. And then the next one is to simply come out and make a statement. And it is for these athletes that are currently sitting anywhere in the top 3. And it's Miss Horvath herself that we've got to consider. Can she come out and really start to take hold of this weekend?
Lane assignments for this 2nd and final heat as Laura Horvath gets set to take on the tax collector. She'll be in lane 6. Danielle Brandon, her overall leader, will be in lane number 5, and the woman who trails her by just 5 points. Right next to her in lane 4, that's where Alex Gazan will be working.
And that's what we've seen with Alex, Sean. We talked about it almost in a jokingly manner. She hasn't seen a heavy barbell that she doesn't like, and that's going to play a strong role in the outcome of this event. We've seen it plenty of times before.
Second and final heat of tax collector, event 3 of 9 is underway. One more look at what we are facing. 4 rounds of the back squat, the dumbbell snatch, and the sandbag clean. Now, Danielle Brandon did tell our crew that she was pretty excited about this event. And an early no rep to start things off.
And you know, Sean, we talked about this event being different than just a traditional strength test. It's strength endurance. And I'm assuming that that's why Danielle can say, hey, I'm more excited about this than the way it's appeared in the previous years. No question asked. And it's the same way that we were able to see James Sprague have success in an event where they're like, hey, this could be damage control for him. And he accelerated through that event.
The tax collector is presented by Tier, event number 3 here, 3rd event of the day, as Maddie Sturge was the first woman to get to that 70-pound dumbbell. for her opening 10 alternating snatches, 32 kilos on that implement. Manon Angane is right next to her, and lane number 1 was second to this portion of the event. Laura Horvath currently sits in third. Maddie Sturt is done onto the sandbag. Manon Anganese is there as well, left side of the screen now at the bottom. And Laura Horvath has moved slightly ahead of Alex Gazan. Gazan, middle of your screen, long black pants and the yellow kind of greenish shoes there. Danielle Brandon towards the back of the pack. .11:38.59 seconds. Time to beat. Top right part of your screen belongs to Olivia Kerstetter, who got through this first round in 2 minutes, 22 seconds.
We're seeing a lot of the same here from Heat 2 of women, the same way we saw Heat 2 of men. It's a really tight race early, seeing some different strategies. Maddie Sturt chose to go unbroken on the back squats. Most of the field broke it up. Steady singles on the sandbag. We're really going to start to see some separation as we get through the back squats on this next round in round 2.
Laura Horvath currently on the lead pace here, but all these athletes behind Olivia Kerstetter's pace. And Laura Horvath is done. And Maddie Sturt and Manon Anganese heading back to the barbell. Top of your screen, Emily Rolfe is also on the lead pace. And here comes Alex Gazan to start round 2. And Horvath, the first woman to unrack that barbell and get to work on her second set of 10 back squats at 225 pounds, 102 kilos.
We know Laura loves a back squat. She posts about it often, looks forward to it in her training. We'll see how that gets a payoff for her as this work continues to accumulate here.
Alexis Raptis and Danielle Brandon still on the sandbags. And one thing you said, Adrian, was Danielle's got to control the damage here and likely to fall out of the top spot in the overall standings after this event.
Yeah, and we knew it was coming. It's all about controlling the damage on the scoreboard and also controlling her mind. Understanding, hey, okay, this is where I'm at. This is who I am. This is currently what we're dealing with. How can I manage this setback enough to come out with some still good momentum going into tomorrow?
Maddie Sturt and Laura Horvath are your leaders right now in the heat. Alex Gazan is right there along with Emily Rolfe. Rolfe is towards the top of your screen. She's at the far end of the floor. Alex Gazan, who came in just 5 points back at Danielle Brandon for the top spot in the overall standings. Trying to hang with Sturt and Horvath.
It's interesting the ways to consider approaching this dumbbell. We've seen it so many different times today. Laura Horvath going with pretty much steady singles throughout, which she doesn't have to, right? So that's a conscious decision to help control her heart rate and restart each rep on the dumbbell versus Gazan and Sturt both doing sets of touch and go where their heart rate rises and then they recover. We'll see which one pays off.
Maddie Sturt, closest to the camera in the black shorts down middle of your screen, is still your leader, but not by much. Emily Rolfe and Laura Horvath are right there here in the second of 4 rounds. There's Emma Lawson heading to the sandbag. Laura Horvath is now about a half rep ahead of Maddie Sturt. 11:38.59 seconds, that's the time to beat. Those are the splits from Olivia Kerstetter, who was already into round 3 at this point. We saw Colt Mertens for the men win this event out of heat number 1, and Olivia Kerstetter could be doing the same thing here for the women.
Yep.
Emily Rolfe and Laura Horvath fighting for the lead here in heat 2. Rolf is on the upper right-hand part of your screen. Maddie Sturt and Alex Kazan currently sit in a battle for second. And Brooke Wells starting to move up as well. Danielle Brandon is still back on the back squat. She just finished up her second set of 10. Horvath into round 3.
Laura looking very, again, methodical, within control. Has been breaking her sets of 10 into her rounds of 10 into 2 different sets. That last round, I really think, shook Kazan just a little bit in regards to her game plan. She looked pretty taxed coming off of those dumbbell snatches and continued to look into the stands even during her sandbag to shoulder. Still making slight work of this back squat.
It seems like a set of 6 and then a break is a strategy that Laura Horvath is going with. Kazan broke after 4 reps. Emily Rolfe and now Maddie Sturt fighting for second behind Laura Horvath.
Horvath back to those steady singles that we talked about. Again, taking a breath. This is how she did the last round equally. This is where veteran athletes tend to have the ability to separate themselves. Meeting yourself exactly where you're at. You're not trying to overcome some type of false obstacle like beating someone to your left or right, but you got to stay within your own window so you don't just lose points.
Emily Rolfe currently sits in second place as she's holding off Maddie Sturt for that position in this heat. Now, good news for Laura Horvath, who's leading the way here. Even though she's not on the lead pace to win the event, she's well ahead of the women she's chasing in the overall standings. Danielle Brandon, Alex Kazan, and Ariel Lowen all in Horvath's rearview mirror, as Emily Rolfe is not going to make things easy for Laura, as the two of them are heading to the sandbag at the same time to close out round 3. Maddie Sturt, left to center, is just about done with her third set, but these are the two leaders in the heat. On the left, Laura Horvath. On the right is Emily Rolfe. Olivia Kerstetter looking like she's going to pick up her first event win of the 2025 Rogue Invitational, because she was into round 4 at this point. She got done with round 3 at 8 minutes and 34 seconds on the clock.
Well, this is opportunity for Emily. Laura's breaks are starting to become longer on the sandbag to shoulder here. She pauses, even puts her hands on the bag. That was a shorter one than the last 2. Emily's got to start to seize this as an opportunity and build some momentum if she can.
Rolfe hasn't gotten off to a great start. In 19th place after a 19th place finish in a 16th. And now she's ahead of Horvath, going back to the barbell for the 4th and final time. Laura just finished up. Again, the good news for Horvath is that the women immediately in front of her are well behind her in this event. Emily Rolfe not really a threat to overtake Horvath on the leaderboard. Alex Kazan sits in 5th place. She's got 4 reps remaining here to close out round 3 on that 100-pound sandbag.
Yeah, and by the look of that body language and just the way that she's approaching the sandbag, I almost think she just came out a little bit hot. Heart rate skyrocketed, put her in a bad spot early. And everybody knows that has experienced that, even in your garage or in your own affiliate. You come out too hot, and it takes a long time for you to recover within a workout before you can just sit down and recover.
Maddie Sturt returns to the barbell for the 4th and final time. She's fighting with Lawson and Wells for 3rd place behind Emily Rolfe and Laura Horvath, who both have now 3 reps remaining. Horvath is about a rep ahead of Rolfe. And Laura Horvath is done and on to the dumbbell for the final time. Rolf just racking the barbell. She's going to get to work on her final set of alternating dumbbell snatches. So Alex Gazan's coming off that injury that she suffered in the car accident following the NorCal Classic in June, and said that the back squat, that was the thing that was coming back the slowest for her.
Makes sense. A break to that fibula and all the joints that it surrounds, from the knee to the ankle to all the bones in the foot.
Olivia Kersetter is officially your event winner, as her time is now passed, 11:38.59 seconds.
Looks like one rep there for Laura left on her snatch.
And Laura Horvath moving to the sandbag for the final time, looking to win the heat here and possibly move herself into the top 3, because she only trailed Ariel Lowen for 3rd place by 10 points, and Lowen right now is towards the back of the pack along with Danielle Brandon. Emily Rolfe got a no rep. That's going to set her back, as Laura Horvath is 2 reps into her final set of 10 here on that 100-pound sandbag.
For this final round of the tax collector, Emily Rolfe, on the move in lane number 10.
5 reps left for Horvath. Rolfe making quick work of this sandbag.
Yeah, I mean, Emily's got a chance here. If she starts to push here and dig a little bit, if she's got it in there, she can send it right now and close the gap.
See Brooke Wells in the middle of your screen fighting with Maddie Surt for 3rd place, as the 2 of them are onto the sandbag for the final time. But right now it's Horvath versus Rolfe for the heat win. Final rep for Horvath. And Laura Horvath is in. She will take the heat. 12:58.90 seconds for the 2-time Rogue Invitational champion. And Emily Rolfe is in at 13:04.26 seconds, her best result of the day.
Laura Horvath, top 5 on a regular basis. It pays off really well.
And nearly 70% of the time at the Rogue Invitational, she finishes inside the top 5. And Brooke Wells just came across. Wells looking to crack the top 10. Emma Lawson is in.
Wow.
And Maddie Sturt, the leader on the floor. She's got 2 reps left.
Emma really did a nice job lagging back in that heat as well, and then really pushing late.
Good.
And Maddie Sturt closes out day number 1, 13:57.96 seconds, less than 2 minutes to go. And Alex Gazan, who was towards the front, is now looking at a 6th place finish in the heat. Danielle Brandon is now done with round 3. She's going to get time capped, so things are going to change on top of the overall standings.
Some things are certainly going to change, but Danielle's got to remain in her head that half the field got also time capped in that last heat. So it's not going to be her and her alone, and she's battling for every repetition to continue to keep those points. Again, her whole goal was to brace for impact and minimize the damage.
Oh, Alex Gazan dropped it behind her.
Yep.
That's just one of those things that you got to keep in mind. So 1 extra rep for Gazan. She's still going to make it inside the time cap. 14:54.47 seconds for her. And now 1 minute before the time cap. So Danielle Brandon's just, as you mentioned, Adrian, got to think about the rest of the athletes who got capped here and just try to rack up as many reps as she possibly can. Ariel Lowen is still on the floor as well. She's going to get capped along with Alexis Raptis. So this is, for Laura Horvath, great news, as she's going to pick up a ton of points on the women in front of her in the overall standings.
Brandon is only 2 reps behind Alexis Raptis right now. She's going to have to hang on, though, for the time remaining and fight here. She thought about it.
Renan Anganese, bottom of your screen, on the dumbbell for the final time. Final 5 seconds. And with that, day number 1 of the 2025 Rogue Invitational is in the books, and things are going to look a lot different at the beginning of day number 2 in the overall standings as they did coming into this 3rd and final event on Friday. And Laura Horvath could find herself in the top 2. Danielle Brandon's going to lose the overall lead that she held through the first 2 events.
Okay. How are you?
Alex Gazan most likely going to fall out of second, but could remain inside the top 3 because Ariel Lowen got time capped.
Yeah,
so a lot
Sean,
to sort out here.
That's right. It's going to be a lot of shuffling. And it was Laura Horvath that started off with a steady pace and was extremely consistent throughout that. She did a great job at racking and bracing and recovering throughout and staying disciplined at the barbell. Alex Gazan was right there with her early rep for rep and then had some struggles, but it was Horvath that was able to see it through. It was the key no rep at the end there. This didn't affect Gazan's output, but it was a bit of a reflection for her on how that one went. But it was the youngster right there, Olivia Kerstetter, that came out in the first heat and was able to seize the win on Tax Collective.
100 points for Olivia Kerstetter, 11:38.59 seconds, the only athlete to go sub-12. Danny Spiegel is going to take 2nd place in the event, so another solid result for her to close out day number 1. Lucy Campbell finishes in 3rd, and Laura Horvath with another top 5 performance finishes in 4th, and Emily Rolfe with her best finish so far of the competition takes 5th. Let's go down to Kiki Dixon.
Laura, this event was named Tax Collector. I don't know anybody who likes paying taxes. Would you say the sentiment is the same with the energy payout here?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, taxes are just terrible, and this was also terrible, so pretty much the same.
Where did you find that balance between the strength cardio aspect, right? You're lifting heavy weights, so you have to keep on moving.
Yeah, it was more like strength endurance, not strength cardio, so that was a good change. But still, you had to like stay conservative, don't go out too hard in the first 3 rounds so you don't die in the last one, because it just kept going and going. So I just tried to focus on always keep moving, and that paid off.
I believe you had a 7th place finish after the first event, then you were in, or excuse me, 7th, and you were in 4th, and now you're possibly in the top couple spots. What are you going to do to maintain that momentum?
Yeah, that's what I would like to, keep the momentum going, so tomorrow we go even higher and higher, you know? So yeah, I'm gonna just eat a bunch of food, go take a big sleep, and then hit it again tomorrow.
All right, we're shooting for the clouds tomorrow, going high. Thanks, Laura.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, you're awesome. Thanks for cheering for us.
2-time Rogue Invitational champion Laura Horvath finishes up with another top 5 finish and looking to move herself within striking distance the top spot in the overall standings. So that will do it for the first of 3 days of competition here at the 2025 Rogue Invitational. We got another busy day on Saturday. 3 events for the strongmen and women and 3 more events for the CrossFit athletes. We're going to start at 11:30 local time here. CrossFit athletes up first with the Crux, and then the strong women and strong men take over with their 4th event, the Circus Medley. We got the duel coming up. That's always fun to watch. What are you looking forward to the most tomorrow?
Oh, the most? How are you going to ask me that question, man? I love the bench press, and I want to know what they're bench pressing, so I'm looking forward to the Crux. But I got to say, that unknown about the duel for me just gets me real fired up, so I'm talking to the duel.
That is always a fun format, and we're going to crown champions in the strongmen and strong women divisions tomorrow as well. So a lot still to be decided here as we are done with the first day of competition of the 2025 Rogue Invitational. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. That was a lot of fun. We had a little bit of everything, a lot of strongman implements, a lot of exciting moments, and a lot of great displays of fitness and strength. For Kiki Dixon, Adrian Conway, Lawrence Chalet, and Kristen Rhodes, and our entire hard-working crew here in Aberdeen, Scotland, I am Sean Woodland. Thanks so much, everybody. We'll see you back here on Saturday for the 2025 Rogue Invitational.